Today we're gonna see where this little guy fits amongst the rankings. This is the GOOLOO GT160 Dual Tire Inflator. And on paper, it's kind of a beast. We're talking 160 PSI, dual cylinders opposed to one cylinder, a 10,000 milliamp battery, and an exceptionally bright LED screen. Let's see, what does it come with? It comes with your hose, a few attachments, a charging cable, no brick, and a little bag, a nice little carrying sack, giggity. Yeah, first impressions, you know, this thing feels solid. It's just at 2 pounds, you know. It's compact, but it's dense. You know, it's not too heavy to feel cumbersome, but it's also not light enough to feel cheap or poorly made. The display is pretty solid too, you know. Everyone's always worried about being able to see the screen at night, but I'm more worried about what it's like trying to see it during the day. You know, I've handled a lot of these portable air compressors, and they're always hard to read in the bright sun. At 2000 nits, it's bright enough to read during the day, even when it's in direct sunlight. And the little rotating ring animation that turns green when you're done is kind of a nice touch. You get 5 preset modes. You get car, you get motorcycle, you get bike, you get basketball, which is, you know, just balls in general, giggity. And a memory function, which is nice, so it remembers your last setting. It's great for like motorcycles or cars. If you got a specific pressure, you don't have to keep pushing in the numbers every time. That's kind of nice. It also doubles as a power bank, and it's got a built-in flashlight. It's not super bright, but it's absolutely a flashlight. And it's also got the SOS mode, which is really good, you know. Honestly, I think that should be a base requirement for pretty much all of these things, you know. It's also surprisingly quiet for an air compressor, right? It runs just under 80 decibels, so it's more of like hairdryer loud instead of like small jackhammer loud. It's definitely the quietest one that I've owned so far by a good bit. The battery capacity is also pretty impressive for its size. It's got a 10,000 milliamp lithium polymer battery jammed in here, which, if I'm being honest with you, is just numbers to me. You know, these things all perform differently and they all have different capacities, so really the 10,000 whatever doesn't mean much to me. We'll have to see how it does in real world testing. They do claim 45 minutes of uninterrupted use. They say 5 car tires, 16 motorcycle tires, or 107 basketballs on a single charge. Unless you're that guy from the math problem, I don't think that's gonna be happening, but it's nice to know that it can do it. You know, all these specs look pretty good on paper, but let's put this thing to the test and see how she does. All right, first on the chopping block is the motorcycle tire test. From 0 to 34 PSI, it took under 2 minutes, which is actually pretty quick. Motorcycle tires don't take a whole lot to pump up, but it's still a good bit faster than any of the smaller ones that I've tested by a good bit.